attack of shaitan from the right, and I will give you an example so that inshallah you can understand it better. See, if you get a job, and for example your job is to do 5 things every single day. Your boss comes and says to you that item number 5 is the most important thing. This is what you have to do. If you have time left, then you can do number 2. If you have some extra time left, then you can do number 3. But if you are working for 8 hours and you are only working on item number 1, that's the most important thing. You don't need to worry about anything else. Unless this is done, we don't care about anything else, right? So there are priorities. And these are the priorities. Your boss gives you these priorities. And when your boss gives you some priorities, you have to respect those priorities, right? You get the same job with 5 items. Your boss comes to you and says, this is the most important thing, and then this, and then this, and then this, and this is item number 5. You work all day long on item number 5. And your boss comes back and he says to you, did you finish your work? Did you do your job? And you say, MashaAllah, I did the best item 5 you ever saw in your life. You ever saw. Look at what I did. What is he going to say to you? Why didn't you do item number 1? And if you say, you know, I feel like I'm so good at doing item number 5, then I don't need to do item number 1. Will you be able to keep your job? You don't decide that. Your boss decides that. He's the one who has hired you. He's the one who pays you. He's the one who has the authority. Now, I'm not telling you about a boss. I'm telling you about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He tells you and me, here's something that is most important in Islam. Here's what you must do. Here are things that you must stay away from. Here are faraid, you have to do them. They are absolutely necessary for you. You have to accomplish them. And these are haram that you have to stay away from. Now shaitan comes to you and me and he says to you, why don't you just recite Quran with proper tajweed, mashallah. And because you are focusing on Quran and the recitation of the Quran, you don't need to maintain your ties of kinship. So if you don't get along with your brothers and sisters, you are upset with them, you don't talk to them, don't worry, because you're reciting Quran with proper tajweed, mashallah. And when you don't worry about your ties of kinship, obviously, somebody says to you, yeah, you read a Quran, you come to the masjid, but you're not even on talking terms with your brothers, with your sisters, with your family members. Or you say to yourself, a thought comes to you, I'm not on talking terms with my family. But then you console yourself by saying, I still recite Quran with proper tajweed. You reciting Quran with proper tajweed, it has its place in Islam. But it cannot substitute the priorities that Allah has set for you. You don't have the right to set those priorities. Allah sets those priorities. In your head, you are doing something good. You are reading Quran with tajweed. In your head, you are doing something. In some people's head, I can do whatever I want as long as I have a good Ramadan. This is item number 5. If I can be good in the month of Ramadan, then I have 11 months license to do whatever I want. Allah will not ask me anything and it's fine. That's okay, I can do that. In some people's head, they can pray. And they pray and they pray and they pray and they eat halal zabiha meat. You know, they make sure every time they go to a grocery store, they make sure, where did you get this animal from? Let me see a video where this animal is being slaughtered. Was this Allahu Akbar said through audio tape or a video tape or a YouTube or an MP3? You know, did somebody say this? I need a proof before I eat this chicken. They are so set on eating zabiha halal meat, yet the same guy has not given mahar to his wife. The same guy has denied inheritance to his sister. The same guy is cheating other people in business, not giving their money back, lying to other people. Same guy. But no, this is important. This is my Islam. Allah is going to be really happy about my chicken. Allah is going to be really happy about my barbecue. All of this other stuff, my chicken will cover it. That's not a problem. My chicken will cover it. SubhanAllah. Some people have this kind of a concept about Hajj. If I go to Hajj every single year, I got a clean slate. I can do whatever I want. Shaitan comes and he says, look, there are these things in Islam that you like to do, so why don't you focus on them? And these other things that you may find a little bit difficult to do, it requires a little bit of more effort. Don't worry, Allah will understand. Just do what you are comfortable with and tell yourself you are good. You are doing great. And again, in your head, you are doing something good. Finally,